All right, Jeezy's dropping a new album on the 15th. It's called Pressure.
That was a great joke.
It wasn't even really that
That
good.
was a good one. It was.
Your joke's alright today. New album Pressure, 12/15. Are you guys looking forward to this? What kind of expectations do you have for a Jeezy project at this point in his career?
Shutting up.
These days from Jeezy, I think his last project was going in a good direction, a more mature Jeezy. I think that type of evolution is going to continue to happen. I'm not expecting a 444, but I expect him to continue on that realm. So,
Yeah, you are such a pussy.
How are you gonna sit out of the conversation and then call someone else a pussy?
Wait, how you gonna just sit out?
No,
No. Let's not get to me yet. I want to get to me calling him a pussy.
You already did that.
No, I want to
After
keep
saying
doing
I'm
it.
gonna shut up. Because he's gonna start talking again, and you're gonna interrupt. Let's just hear it.
You just, man.
Wait,
say something fucking definitive over there.
He wants you to offend
that
someone.
I believe that Jeezy's gonna continue
To go in the right direction.
No.
Jeezy is going in the right direction.
No, he's having growth.
Nadesta, is Jeezy going in the? Is he going in the right
Answer your
direction?
own question.
He's having
I'm
growth in
asking
his.
y'all.
I'm telling you. Now
So-
you're asking. I'm
it's a
telling you,
loaded
right? He's
question.
been his last album from all his previous work sounds a little bit different, like he was growing, and I'm hoping to see it continue on this album. That's not definitive enough for you.
I'm shutting up.
No.
It feels like you want to say something,
know.
but you're not gonna say it.
You've already said enough. You can't be shutting up now. Come on. Take a deep breath.
I don't know what to expect from this album.
Answer the question you just asked him.
Joe, you so pussy.
Is he going in the right direction?
Jeezy, right? It's a lot of niggas y'all don't want to tell the truth about. I ain't gonna lie. It is. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's a lot of rappers that niggas don't want to tell the truth about.
Remove
So
Jeezy.
let's talk.
Remove Jeezy and let's have that conversation.
What conversation?
The conversation.
It's a lot of rappers. Let's have it. There's a lot of rappers that because y'all like them, like when y'all like a nigga, we just get real picky with what we will acknowledge and what we won't acknowledge.
Okay.
I'm on the side of the truth every time.
Okay.
I don't have a horse in the race.
That's a lie.
Jeezy did. I have. Well,
No,
I'll tell you my
wait.
horses. I tell you my horses. Are you talking?
You did. She's got to moderate. And
Jeezy, I always put on the highest of pedestals because his first album is a classic, right? And because Jeezy, no matter what, could depend on his fan base to get him to 250,000 records sold first week, no matter what. That's talent. That is difficult. That's so Jeezy always stood kind of as his own institution, and Jeezy and I come from Def Jam at the same time. So as an artist, watching somebody be able to maneuver really without the label and still just have that trajectory of a career, that's awesome. Then he alienated his own sound and went to go fuck with what's the producer that he went and spent a whole bunch of years making all this fucking shit and it just did not hit. I don't know. I don't know right now because I have a brain freeze. But then he stayed there for a little bit, and I watched hardcore Jeezy fans sit silently and just watch and wait, and wait, and wait, and now here we are. That's my assessment from watching as a casual fan. Now, I say you pussy because I don't see how anybody could say that Jeezy is going in the right direction if you're looking at the past 3 years. Jeezy is also fighting the quiet storm.
I don't believe so. I believe he's...
You do not believe that Jeezy is fighting the quiet storm?
Yeah, he's not... You see...
It's quiet!
No, it's not for... Okay, it's quiet relatively in terms of what everybody else is doing.
Wait, what the fuck? Quiet? It's quiet relatively? All right.
Wait.
Never mind. Okay. If you're not going to have a real 100 conversation, quiet relatively, is he fighting the fucking quiet storm?
All right, if he puts out this album and he sells 50,000 first week, is it really quiet? Or maybe the mainstream ain't checking for him? You're right.
I don't care about the mainstream checking for him.
But his audience is checking for him.
I care about the quality of music. I care about the quality of music.
But when you're saying quiet, we're talking about attention, right? We're talking about... I hate to use the word, relevance, at least relevance even in the mainstream market. He's not going to sell over...
Is Jeezy relevant?
To his fan base, absolutely.
And that is exactly my point. When we like somebody, we will frame in words... What do you mean to his fan base? I'm relevant to my fan base.
Jeezy's like
you relevant to your fan
Jeezy's
base.
like
She's
Gucci.
relevant to her fan
Jeezy
base.
is like Gucci. When
Gucci is relevant.
Wait, hear what I'm saying?
I'm done having this
Jeezy's like Gucci and like Boosie. When they put out records, their fans just cop it. And these are veterans in the game, so we can't look at them. Of course, Gucci's a little bit different because Gucci has really reinvented himself. But these guys, they've had careers that stretch so long.
I believe that we're having a Jeezy conversation, and then you followed with Gucci. I mean, Jeezy is like Gucci currently, presently.
Okay, because
really,
because Gucci has a new.
He's
life.
everywhere. He's not a new life. He's everywhere.
So you're not talking about music, just presence.
Even before then, Gucci always before this new Gucci, before Gucci went to prison, Gucci dropped project after project. He used to drop like 4 or 5 albums a year, and his fans would always cop it. Now, was it relevant on a mainstream level? Absolutely
if
not.
If you're gonna change the definition of relevant and irrelevant, then forget it.
So you just said that fans, his core audience, have been waiting for the Jeezy they know they like.
I do not know that is still the case, and we will find out. We'll find out.
So you feel like they're no longer even paying attention?
No, I'm saying now was the very first time in Jeezy's career that I feel even some of his core audience doesn't really know what to expect from Jeezy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And for me, it's hard for me to say it's really a quiet storm because he's not going to.
It's a quiet storm.
It's not going to be the numbers
It's a quiet storm.
that's going to be reflective
Fuck numbers.
of that.
Forget numbers. We could listen to music. We could just watch. If we never look at a number, we can just watch and tell who is fighting the quiet storm or not. And me saying that Jeezy is fighting the quiet storm just means I have eyes and I could see. It doesn't mean that I don't like Jeezy. I don't like Jeezy's music. I know my tone gives that to people sometimes, but I am a fan of a lot of Jeezy's earlier work. In recent years, it's different. I don't think that you're committing a fucking flagrant foul as a consumer of music to notice when someone you used to really rock with is doing things different.
You're not going to be the guy.
That don't mean that you're bad for saying that Jeezy is not as relevant today as he was then. And the second that you acknowledge that, instead of being stan and fanfare, then we can open up the conversation to one that we have here a lot, and the guests come up here a lot with, which is how long should a rapper be rapping without having some other shit popping? That's the real conversation here. Because I don't think that Jeezy should even still have to rely on rap to make a way for himself. I think that he's that accomplished. I think he's been here that long.
I don't think he does. Like, I don't think he needs to rely on rapping. I think he wants to continue to feed his base.
I think that we shouldn't have to think because we could see it. And when it comes to Jeezy, we don't see it. I don't think I'm wrong for saying that.
All right, so he wants more presence from Jeezy, not necessarily just music. A wedding special, perhaps.
Fam, I had a snowman shirt. I remember what was going on in the streets back then. I remember what was going on with him when Meech and the niggas was out. I remember the Jeezy movement. A nigga would be lying to say that it's in that same realm today. That's all.
No, but that's almost impossible.
And you want to say kind
of
use words like he's relevant
it's like,
to his
same with
base.
T.I. Like when T.I. was dropping all them hits when we were talking about King, his album yesterday. It's hard to maintain that.
Okay, so true.
You can't.
True. I don't want to talk about specific artists because artists are sensitive. So let's get off of that for a little bit. Who's relevant? Just help me.
Kendrick, the Drakes. What's the problem?
Why are you getting annoyed already?
Can you not name me the 2 best rappers in the world?
You want him to say Lil Pump?
I want him to answer my question.
21
Who is
Savage
relevant?
is
That's not the
relevant.
2 best niggas in the world.
Uzi, 21.
Migos. Ray
Boosie,
Sherman
of
is
course.
relevant.
So we say the same thing.
Okay. However, these people will get to a point, could be 2 years, 3 years, where we're not looking at them in the same light. Now, how do they maintain after that? Right? So are we then going to just look at them and be like, yo, they're completely irrelevant? Especially if they have while they were in their moment, they amassed a huge enough audience to still support their career outside of that period where they're super hot.
Let's talk about Gucci Mane for a second.
Yeah.
Because you brought him up, right? Part of what has Gucci as hot as he is right now, the work that he's done earlier in his career with grooming younger artists, right? Watch this one. T.I. groomed 2 Chainz I'm just thinking of every poppin' nigga in Atlanta. Jeezy had CTE. Jeezy had Gibbs, who I think is one of the dopest rappers. And for whatever reason, the CTE thing never really popped off. That was years ago. That's not really important until we look at today and we look at Gucci, who I continue to see when I'm not looking for him, next to Quavo, Migos,
Mike Will, Young
any
Thug.
nigga.
They were all waiting for him when he got home.
And they stand by that nigga like he is Jesus fucking Christ.
That's a very good point.
Now, I'm not in Atlanta enough, so this is only my optic looking. None of the newer niggas are really doing that to Jeezy. I don't think it's because Jeezy is less accomplished or less talented. I think it's sometimes you need your earlier work and some things you did early. When I started my podcast, I didn't know that podcasts would be valuable later. I was just passionate about it. Today, my podcast kind of helps so many other things that I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? So when I look at Jeezy, I'm not only assessing music. I'm not. I'm assessing business.
Okay, in all fairness, Gucci is a tremendous gauge of talent. Like, it's clear because most of these new artists we're talking about that he had a hand in helping, obviously we could tell they're talented. So he's good at picking talented people. Not saying Jeezy isn't or whatever. But also, here's another thing that complicates. You say business, but that's one of the reasons why these artists love Gucci. Because when he helped them, there was no business. I've said it, but everybody's also said it. Gucci should have signed all these niggas. Gucci should have been QC. Gucci, that's why they really fuck with him.
I don't know that he's not.
He didn't put a lot of these guys on paperwork.
That's not what I said.
And he helped them, and that's why you have to pay homage to the nigga who helped you without locking you in a contract.
But Coach K and P seem to be, they've been doing a little bit of press lately, and when they talk about Gucci as if he's a partner. They don't talk about him like an artist. See, I guess that's really the meat and potatoes of all this mumbo jumbo shit I'm saying. When you're an artist, you're treated like an artist, you're spoken to like an artist, and you're paid like an artist. I know that the artist would like to make the public believe that that's really awesome, but it is not. It's not. Jeezy is still looked at as an artist. Gucci is not, and I don't even mean to compare the two, but you brought them up, so here we are. Gucci is looked at as an executive. Talk to anybody. Talk to P, talk to fucking K, talk to Joey I, just talk to niggas. Mm-hmm. He ain't really just solely on artist mode. Hey, even if we're not looking at all that, let's talk to Keisha. Before Gucci even came home, Keisha said, oh no, Gucci gave me $10 million, told me to hold it, flip it, blah, blah, blah. It's telling you where his brain is. I would love to feel like that about Jeezy too. That's what I'm saying.
And again, playing devil's advocate, maybe that does exist, but we definitely don't know about it.
True. Well, Jeezy, please come up here and correct me if I'm wrong on any of that shit. You have an open invitation. That's the thing. When we talk about artists here, there's never a need for you niggas to get sensitive about something I say, because all y'all got an open seat to come speak for your fucking self. Yeah, please. I welcome it. Please. We want that information.
All right, album coming December 15th. A lot of projects dropping that day, actually. Going to be very interesting. December 15th, right? G-Eazy's also out that day. Is that the day M is dropping?
There's a ton of projects. We got QC dropping a joint tape. Big Sean and Metro coming soon, too. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot of projects.
Nadeska said Big Sean was born in 1993.
Chop said you said that.
I did say it after you said it on the intro. Must be because he wrote it there. So
it was a quote from Billboard. Seriously, Joe, of all the shit that you say that is not a fact here, this is what we're gonna harp on.
And then I come in the next day and I apologize. So, what do you want me to do, man?
No, I'm not apologizing for this.
She don't care about y'all.
No, I don't care about you.